Hey guys, and welcome to Car Guy 1999 Reviews. Today, thanks to Porsche of Nashua in Nashua, New Hampshire, we have the 2024 Porsche Macan 4. This is the electric Macan, and I've been wanting to drive this ever since it came out because I am personally a huge fan of the normal Macan. As a matter of fact, I almost bought one. I was very interested in a Macan T, and now it's the electric Macan. I'm a huge fan of the Taycan. So how does this drive? Long story short, like a Porsche. Relatively new key. The order is a little different. So I think I have mine on me. Yep, I do. So you can tell it used to be unlock, lock, front, rear. Now it is front, unlock, lock, rear. So let's go ahead, open the... I was expecting to have to latch that, so pretty darn cool. Good amount of storage there. And then I always do like that. Obviously, being electric, you can have two different trunks. Frameless front and rear doors. Beautiful black over red spec on this example. Do have air suspension, so you can raise and lower the car as such. Here's all your charging devices here. Let's see. All right, so, perfect. There you go. Button to open the hatch is right there. Very, very cool. Do have the electric badging. You know, almost kind of reminds me of the Taycan Cross Turismo a little bit. Obviously bigger. Your lineup is going to be, as we sit now, the Macan 4, Macan 4S, or S, and your Macan Turbo. So, this one obviously is the slowest one, which I think is absolutely crazy to me. Being all electric, instantaneous torque. Gotta love it. So this one is not equipped with sport chrono. If it was, you'd have obviously the chronograph there, and you'd have an additional drive mode. So here we have off-road, normal, sport. You can see the ambient lighting changes colors as you change drive modes. Very, very cool. And then when you change into sport, you can change your suspension as well as raise or lower the rear spoiler. Do have wireless charging, and it is actually cooled. So you know how when you use wireless charging, your phone gets very, very warm? This is actually cooled to prevent your phone from getting extremely warm. Your controls for the front and rear trunk are here. Pretty darn cool. Backup camera. Let's go for a drive. We're in sport. So obviously, being a Porsche owner, I am very involved with the brand, what they're doing, how they're doing it. I am a big fan of this car already. You know, yes, it's not a Macan GTS. It doesn't have that sound of that turbo V6. But it has its own characteristics that make it very special to drive. And that's what really makes a Porsche a Porsche. You have that instant torque that just, I don't know, there's something about it that never gets old. It's just downright impressive. I do love the new interior, very, very reminiscent. You know, you sit there and you combine the Taycan with the Macan, and that's what this interior is gonna be. Very driver focused while also being nice for the passenger as well. Yeah, this is something pretty special. And I think a lot of Porsche owners, you know, I own a car that upset a lot of people, and that's a 4-cylinder Porsche. I have a 718 Boxer GTS before they made it the 4-liter. And I think a lot of dedicated Porsche owners are gonna be, a Porsche shouldn't be electric, da 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 da. Just drive the thing. Because if you go into it saying, oh, it's not what a Porsche used to be, you know what? Yeah, you're right. It's not what a Porsche used to be. But what it is it takes an electric crossover and makes it a Porsche. And when you look at it from that perspective, you realize how good this car truly is. And you realize that steering feel is pretty good. And everything in the segment of an electric crossover is my favorite and is very Porsche-esque. Brake feel, absolutely phenomenal. Steering, handling, very impressive. And you know, I am one to sit there and say I'm gonna miss internal combustion engines and the sound and that experience. But if electric's the way it has to go, make them fun. And that's why I say the Taycan is my favorite electric car currently. And now the Macan has just jumped into that list, just because of how good they are. You know, it's a Porsche. If you're in the market for an electric car and you realize that a lot of these electric cars are missing that flair, that driving fun, and just being good driver's cars, take a look at the Macan Electric, because it is genuinely really, really good to drive. And it is one of my favorite electric cars now. It's very, very good. How does it set off from? Whoa. So obviously being a 4 and not a 4S or a turbo, not the most powerful. And you can tell the power ramps in. Yeah, it's still quick. It's still very quick. And you know, driving around with the radio off, stuff like that, you sit there and you are missing that internal combustion engine noise. But once you have the radio up and you just drive this like a normal car, and you just kind of have your fun with it and drive it like a Porsche, you realize this car is very communicative. It goes through all the motions. It is a fun car to drive, and I think that's why the Macan Electric is a pretty darn good. Wow, that's a good turning circle. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.